The Somnium Labyrinth, a new permanent game mode that's practically Elusive Realm's sister, was introduced in the version 1.4 in WutheringWaves. Besides its lucrative rewards, it arrives together with a full intro, storyline, cutscenes, soundtrack, and just an overall amazing atmosphere. That said, the event is definitely not one to miss out on. The introduction into this event is by using a new resonator we haven't seen yet, called Lumi. Lumi is a part of the Lola Logistics who, out on searching for someone, reports not having dreams for a while after being in the Winding Axe Mire where the Somnoir is located. Asking around, workers in the area report the same, though either feeling indifferent or happy they no longer have dreams or nightmares. Lumi, on the other hand, asks us to search for a lost package in the Winding Axe Mire. Near an incident site, another worker says to be the place of a screwed up experiment and a place where some even die during it. While later in the quest it's clear this is just the rumor kitchen network, it's still interesting people decide to go there instead of sealing the place off. Regardless, once we check the place out, instead of the usual open Elusive Realm door or Somnoir gateway, we are greeted by a giant moon. Something you'd usually only see in, well, dreams. In theme with dreams, once the door does open, a train shoots out, crushing said door under it, or at least it seems that way. Along with it, tacit discords flood out into the real world, accompanied by a red floating eye, making the warning from the very beginning of the Elusive Realm, made by the Ebony Gatekeeper, a scary reality. It's clear that this is all supposed to feel like a dream. The screen turns blurry with noise filtered all over it, and after defeating it all, we're met by the Ivory Gatekeeper? Or at least him in his cat form, but it's still weird he's in the overworld. Out of energy, he can only meow, though the rover seems to be able to understand. On the Gatekeeper's command, we enter the weird doors inside of the train and are met with a giant cat and doors. What they mean, I will explain later. In the very same realm, we find the red eye again. Personally, it kind of seems to me as if it resembles the people's nightmares. Interacting with it, it teleports us to some amazing scenery. Scenery I honestly expected earlier in the game and hope we see in more decrepit cities in the overworld later on. It all looks creepy, run down, and filled with dust and tacit discords. Everything in this realm is dark, the only thing illuminating it all being from red street lanterns and abandoned car lights. It is obviously meant to look like a nightmare, but this is the reality some people experienced years ago during the peak of the lament. Just as a reminder, these are the nightmares of people that survived and had to live with the reality that their high-tech cities like the port of Guizhou collapsed into nothing more than dust and debris, growing over with weeds. They had to leave behind their entire lives. This realm specifically seems to be Lumi's nightmare. If you remember what I said about the doors, each door represents one of her allies' dreams or nightmares, probably mixed with others already in the Somnium Labyrinth. Said things are stuck here, thus the name Labyrinth, until we resolve the nightmares or advance their dreams. Lumi's semi-nightmare is about finding an injured ally. Here, only the environment is giving it a nightmare feel. In another, we have Jeji, living an artist's nightmare of feeling underachieved. The manager in this nightmare, while unsure if the person is real, keeps telling her to paint the same piece people like, and how she should just drop her creativity to become a, well, glorified human printer. Jeji obviously hates this, and over time even doubts herself, stuck in a loop of copying the same thing until we come and resolve it. The allies obviously don't only have nightmares though. Alcor, for example, relives her fairy tales in her dreams. The very same fairy tale we do experience in her companion quests, just with a few changes. To resolve her labyrinth, all we had to do is listen and help the story progress just like before. While all of this happens though, the Somnoir bleeds into the real world, opening portals throughout and causing normal areas to become nightmare-like. Going through the whole event makes you wonder why this is suddenly happening. Of course, the elusive realm has never been a normal occurrence, but it has not interfered with the world so far. The answer we receive, though, matches with the one we got at the very start of the game, the very start of the elusive realm, and the very truth told to us by the Ivory Gatekeeper. Don't trust the Ebony Gatekeeper. Throughout the story, the Ebony Gatekeeper reveals to us that the reason the train was ejected, the reason the Somnoir realms are opening all over, and the reason people's dreams and nightmares are gone is because of him. While he probably thinks he's doing the right thing, the thing he was made to do, it's probably everything but that. He reveals the information the Somnoir can store is finite, that he's been deleting people's dreams he deems useless. How he deems them? Well, the Somnoir's sole purpose, or the storage of dreams and nightmares, is to find a solution to fight the lament in one of them, and he's deleting all of them to create space. While this is his purpose, the Ebony Gatekeeper hates it all. He wants dreams and nightmares to be remembered, and thus plans to merge the real world and the Somnoir in a mission to create more space for people's dreams. While doing all of this, he seems to be failing to realize that once that happens, everyone would just be dreaming forever. While the event itself is permanent, the entire storyline seems to be limited to the event when the night knocks. I wish it would be more permanent for the people that start afterward though. During the duration of this round of Somnian Labyrinth, we also get our very first weapon skin, or projection, which is themed after the Ivory Gatekeeper being stuck in this cat-like form. Personally, I think this thing is so adorable and great for easing people into the thought of weapon or general skins for the game. I'll end the story part here for yourself to play, but overall, the Somnium Labyrinth is a permanent event with much more dream and or nightmare-like adventures to come. It's also coexistent with the normal elusive realm, allowing for more rewards being gained for this version. Though, as of 1.4, it doesn't seem like the two really follow the same reality. Mainly saying, if you start the elusive realm in the middle of doing the Somnoir Labyrinth, that you already cleared the labyrinth out, but hey, at least it's the same storyline and doesn't completely ignore the real-life events. I think this is by far the coolest permanent event next to the elusive realm. While I love fighting holograms despite their difficulty or exploring the normal Somnoir, I love that the devs ease their players into the darker reality of this world through the nightmares residing in the Somnium Labyrinth. But regardless, what do you think of this new permanent event? I personally hope, besides Renacida approaching fast, that this game mode explores more and more darker themes while also applying them to the world of Solaris 3. I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day. Bye bye.